100-time hand grenade pins in every line. Throw them up and let something shine. Going out of my fucking mind. Filthy mouth, no excuse. Find a new place to hang this noose. String me up from atop these roofs. Knot it tight so I won't get loose. Truth is you can stop and stare. Run myself out and no one cares. Dug the trench out, lay down there with a shovel up out of reach somewhere. Yeah, someone pour it in. Make it a dirt dance floor again. Saying prayers and stop it out when they bring that chorus in. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. I bleed it out, digging deeper just to throw it away. Just to throw it away, just to throw it away. I bleed it out. Go, stop the show, choppy words and a sloppy flows.
It starts with
one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't.
All right, welcome into another edition of NFT Live. Oh my goodness, I'm shaking. Ronan, are you excited for this episode? Because the chat is lit. We are ready to go. We got Mike Shinoda waiting in the wings. This is going to be a good one, my man.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for today. This is like one of those days that you're just like super hype. Like all day we've been listening to Linkin Park. I had the kids listening to Linkin Park, man. I'm just like hype. I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you guys for jumping into chat. You guys are lit. What's going on? All the Shinoda fans, thank you so much for jumping in. I hope you enjoyed that intro. Welcome to NFT Live. We're here every Tuesday afternoon, typically about 2:30 Eastern. We pushed it back a little bit so we could kind of accommodate and like have this amazing guest today. So I'm hyped, dude. How's your week been in NFTs?
Yeah. It's been crazy, man. You know, Mike is literally waiting in the wings. He just got off a Twitch stream. He just dropped an NFT like an hour ago. Like Ronan got in. I'm pretty sure he still has it in his wallet. He's completely fine. That thing's already like 7x. So I'm super stoked. NFT wise, it's been a great week. I mean, it's been a little bit quiet as far as like news across the industry. You know, we're experiencing a little bit of red in the broader crypto markets, but man, I'm super excited about NFTs. I'm almost as excited potentially as Gutter Dan. Gutter Dan, are you here? Can we get a live? Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
Oh my goodness.
This is NFTs, right? Like
my man Gutter Dan is having himself a good time.
Dude, they threw a party. Like, and that's like we had this conversation. It was a really good conversation about like what the NFT projects that like really like stand the test of time, like what are going to be some of their attributes. And I definitely think like a very strong community that can come together and party, right? Like, and that can come together and build. Like the Gutter Cat gang is doing a lot of like building. I think that like that is what makes for an amazing NFT project. And then you have these like really cool experiences. And obviously Gutter Dan, shout out, got to meet Gutter Dan in NYC a couple of weeks ago, and it was a great experience.
100%, man. I'm like chilling with the Gutter Cat gang right now, actually. I'm not in LADZ City. You're in LADZ City, but I'm just chilling with the Gutter Cat. So listen, we got a full episode to get to. I want to touch a little bit on our sponsor here. We have Dream Loops. We have Bitlectro Labs. Gabe and the team over there has a upcoming drop called Dreamers. If you own Dream Loops, you will be able to get these Dreamers drops. So for every 2 Dream Loops you own, and you can go to OpenSea here, you can see the audio visual NFTs that they're dropping right now, and you can see a little bit of the audio. Let me see if I can get in there. So if you own 2 Dream Loops, you can actually get the upcoming launch of their Dreamers drop, which we can get to here later in the episode. But big shout out to Gabe. We will touch on Dreamers later in the episode, and I'm just excited, man. So episode rundown here today. I'm going to touch on it real quick. Again, NFT Live, we're breaking down all of the news around the industry. We're doing it twice a week. This is our Tuesday edition that I do with Ronan and Crypto Buffalo, who is directing the episode. And this is just an amazing time, man. We're going to have ourselves a good time. So Illuvium, NFT Now, Dave Krugman, GutterCon, Dreamers, Snoop Dogg, and OpenSea. That is the rundown, man. I don't want to leave Mike waiting anymore, but what's going on with the rest of the rundown here, Ronan?
Did you, a year ago when we were scrambling to like find things to talk about, did you think that like that would be one rundown for one episode of NFT Live? Like, it blows my mind how far we've come in the space. I think that this is like just the beginning. So shout out to everybody who is here. Quick call to action. If this is your first time watching NFT Live, we appreciate you being here. Like my partner said, twice a week. We also have a lot of other content on the LADZ City network, so you're going to want to make sure you check that out. If you don't mind, hitting the thumbs up helps a tremendous amount to help get us like moving in the algorithms. And then after you watch the episode, if you guys really enjoy the content, hitting the subscribe button would be very much appreciated. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out in chat. We are going to be bringing up our guest in just a moment. Remember, if you guys have any questions about like Mike and what he's doing in the NFT space or anything that has to do with like, you know, collecting, feel free to drop them in chat. We'll bring those up, and we'll also have a couple minutes at the end to have that conversation.
Listen, we got a lot of you in the chat waiting for Mike. I get it. We are getting to him. We're going to bring him up in the next 60 seconds. Ready? I want to give a quick shout out to our man Crypto Buffalo. Buffalo is here. He is the director of NFT Live. Buffalo, how are you doing today on this?
Dude, I'm excited, man. I was raised on Lincoln Park, so Mike is one of my fathers. He didn't know that, man. You know, I know. I've been thinking right now that we got a lot of people that are in the crowd, man. We got 162 of you right now. Mike Shinoda is right here. Don't worry. And later on today, LADZ City Radio with the voice of Crypto Buffalo, I am going to be doing a Shinoda special. So tune in later in LADZ City because the radio is going to be off the hook. That's LADZ City Radio, located deep in the heart of LADZ City. Let's do it, guys. And enough of the waiting. Let's get to Shinoda. What do you guys say?
Sounds good.
Man. Hit it, Ronan.
Sounds good. Let's do it. So, if you guys don't know, Mike Shinoda of Lincoln Park, he is now in the NFT space. He has actually been around for a while. I actually put it out there at the beginning of the year. Like, one of my goals was to have him and on the show to chat about NFTs. At that time, he hadn't really put out too much content, but now he's dropping stuff. Just like Q mentioned, an hour and a half ago, he dropped or a couple hours ago, I guess at this point, he dropped an NFT on Hen, which was a really cool piece that is still not showing in my wallet. But let's welcome Mike to the show. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate you.
What's up, man? Thanks so much, you guys. Appreciate it. Happy to be here.
Very cool, man. So a little bit about how did you find this crazy thing, NFTs? It's kind of like everybody has like a story of like that first time someone told them about it or the first time they looked it up. Like, what got you into this space?
I mean, like I think first, I don't remember the first time I heard about the technology because people have always pitched some kind of collectible to Lincoln Park. Like, you know, it's like for 20 years, it's been, oh, we've got this idea for this brand new thing. It's a 3D printed, you know, we're going to scan you guys and you're going to print 3D action figures or collectibles that look just like you, or you're going to scan people at the shows and print those, or we have this digital collectible that, you know, unlocks songs and blah, blah, blah. And when I started doing some VC investment, like angel investing into stuff that I don't even know how long ago that started. And because people knew I was investing in things and the band was investing in things, then we got even more music related tech coming our way. And people and I basically told people, like, when somebody would say, hey, do you want to take a meeting with so-and-so? Are you interested in this? I basically told people, like, look, man, if it's music related tech, like, chances are I'm not going to like it. I've seen everything. Like, I've seen so many things, and 99% of them they're just garbage or they're just cash grabs, and I'm not interested. And I remember getting pitched digital collectibles that were, you know, secured on the blockchain, and you could verify authenticity and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that is a dope idea. And if you get like, it's going to be all about adoption. So you, like, if you start getting people on board with it and you drop it at a concert and people are actually, you get good results, people actually put it on their phone or whatever, however they were doing at that point, then yeah, come back to us when you've got some numbers. But I don't want to get involved with something that doesn't have an audience. Fast forward to like around the times when towards the end of last year, I think, when CryptoPunks, was it end of last year that CryptoPunks like started making the news a little bit?
Yeah,
it was like
end of last year, beginning of this year.
Yeah, and then the Beeple thing happened, and it just completely went nuts. That was when I was like, oh, okay, the audience, there's that audience. Like, it's not everybody, it's not big enough yet in terms of like population, like big enough numbers in terms of people, but certainly the money's there. Now what do I do? And I kind of felt like it was funny because I went in just to like kind of bring it up to up to date. I did jump in at that point and start to make some things and I talked to so many people and really got in the space. But the second that all the rest of the music industry and like some sports and some like influencers and whatever, the second everybody started diving in, I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here. Like, it was terrible. It was like so obvious. So much of it was just such a cash grab. And I was like, I don't want to get mistaken. I don't want to get mistaken for that. That's not why I'm interested in this space.
Yeah, we had RAC on NFT Live, I think almost a year ago now. And it's like such a cool experience seeing like bigger artists get involved in the NFT space. But you're right, like some people come in with the wrong intentions. I guess my question would be, when you got into NFTs, how hard is it to pitch your current audience on it? Do they know about NFTs? And like, what's the process of getting your current audience that might not be involved in crypto into buying your stuff on NFTs or just getting exposed to NFTs?
Yeah, it's a slow education process. And by the way, shout out to RAC, shout out to Andre. He might have been the very first person I like DM'd. I think he was like the first person I reached out to, because I was like, okay, this dude, he did his RAC token. He's doing blockchain music releases, and he's doing stuff that's more advanced and more innovative than almost every musician that I knew about at the moment. And then from talking to him, I heard about Blau. I heard about so many of the other like Disclosure, and so many of the other folks who are trailblazing avenues into blockchain related music. I think one of the things that, in terms of like you asked about the education part of it, I talked about it, being on Twitch earlier on. Like last year, I was on Twitch 5 days a week, and now I'm doing 3 days a week, which is a lot more comfortable for my schedule. And I when I'm on, I do talk about the space in general. We talk about Web3. We talk about crypto. I try and stay away from like anything that sounds like investment advice.
Same.
But yeah. The idea came to me just recently, just a few weeks ago. I was like, I think, I have a Discord server. You can find me at discord.gg /Mike Shinoda. And we have on the server, we've got an NFT channel. And as I was talking to people in that channel, those are the ones who are already in the space or trying to learn, and now they're able to like educate one another in a like a bit of an insulated environment. Like I find that it's not a good idea to try and do that on Twitter. Like Twitter, because 99% of, maybe 90% at this point, I don't know, of my followers on Twitter are not following me because of NFTs, right? So I was starting to think, like, how do I have this conversation with people based on who cares, like who wants to be in this conversation? So I started creating sub channels in things like my community text app inside Discord, and I found ways inside in those little like sub genres or sub community spaces to talk to people about this stuff, and then they would bring a friend in and educate them, and they bring another friend in and educate them. It's a slow process, but at a certain point, I think that is really, I think that's really the only way we like open this space up to people in the right way. And by the way, like that is in contrast to, hey, buy this NFT with a credit card and you never have to see your wallet, you never have to touch crypto, blah, blah, blah. I actually think that version of it is the wrong way. Like some people argue that it's a good like stepping stone into the space. And I don't believe that, because I think that the fact that what happens, the thing that really rubs me wrong about that approach is that a lot of times those organizations who do that are not decentralized, and they're holding all of your stuff. So if anything happens to them, your stuff goes with it. Like if they go down, your stuff goes down. And that, to me, part of the promise of this whole thing is that when you own a thing, you own a thing. Like it doesn't go away. You are not owned by Facebook and Twitter and Amazon, etc. Like you own your stuff. Or in the case of crypto, like one of the big things that like I just had a chat with Ian Rogers from Ledger the other day, and we were talking about how, what part of what Ledger does is like you are your own bank. Like you literally don't, in theory, in the future, you literally don't have to deal with a bank. And you don't have to give them money for touching your stuff. You just have your own wallet, like the wallet you carry around, or the money that's in your safe, and you get to keep more of it when you make $1. Like isn't that financial freedom like what people want?
Absolutely. And we've had that conversation a little bit here, and talking about the fact that we've built LADZ City Network, and behind that we've built the community behind it. We have our own social token, and how that's almost like the beginning of like these digital nation states, right? Like where you have the sovereignty to like, now you can actually have identifiable, like verified identification, right? So, and it transcends borders. It's the first time in history like we have that ability. So understanding the space and getting like why it's game changing, right, for humanity is very important, and I definitely like can understand that point as well. So my next question for you was, we're really interested in knowing a little bit about what have you done kind of currently in the space. You kind of shared some of your work previously, and we'd love to kind of hit on maybe a couple of those pieces, and then kind of slide into like what you did today for your community, your text community, and your Twitch community, because that was pretty dope, and I totally am super glad we pulled up the stream.
Great. Yeah. I was already planning to drop something this week, and then when I had I realized like I'm talking to you guys today, and I'm going to be on the Twitch stream today, I was like, there's no time like the present. I just decided to drop it this morning. So I put up a piece this morning on Hen on the Tezos network for 2 Tezos. It's $10 US. And my thing with Hen, like, actually, let me rewind, because this is where we're at. This is where I'm at today, just in terms of like dropping the breadcrumbs. But let me rewind all the way back to like earlier this year, to the beginning. The first things I started dropping, actually, we didn't pull these images up or whatever. I dropped a few things on Zora, just one of ones, just to like test it out and see what it was like to put something up. And it's like, oh, like this piece, like somebody bought it for a couple $1,000s, and that's really dope. Like I wouldn't have thought this piece was worth a couple $1,000s. And then I put out a song called Happy Endings. You got it right there on the screen. We put out a song called Happy Endings, and we were, I talked the other labels and the other artists and whoever into letting me put up 10 animated images of the album, or of the single cover. That was a piece of art made by me and Kane Kaser. And we put up 10 copies of those, and all the money over $25,000, I think, went to a scholarship at my alma mater, Art Center, to benefit like students, financial aid basically for students who are talented illustrators and designers. But actually, on that note, like you got to also remember, like my background, just as much as my background is music, like I went to school for illustration. I graduated from Art Center with a bachelor's of arts in illustration. I love graphic design. I love making visual art. And this, I think when I first realized at that point when I dropped a couple things on Zora, I was like, wow, this is like a space where it's almost like doing a gallery show, which I've done. But the difference is you've got a worldwide audience of people in the gallery, right? And that's different. And it's while it's not the same thing as standing in front of a painting, it's also like it's smaller and bigger at the same time. And the ramifications of somebody buying a thing from me in that environment and someday being able to, for example, put it on their the wall of the house they built in Minecraft, like in a metaverse somewhere, right? That idea was like, that's very, I want to be as early as possible on that. Like I should go now. And I actually started, so that's when I started reaching out to some people. I think the next thing I did after that was the drop with Esteban Diacono on Nifty. And I reached out to him just because I really love his work. He has these, you should check him out on Instagram, actually, his work on Instagram. He has a nice like feed of all of his, a lot of his personal work. And he was already in the process of making this homage to the fundamentals of CGI, like the elements that the Platonic Love series that we did. Those elements are all of the fundamentals of what somebody who's learning CGI must know in order to render the things they render. There's a teapot, for example, and a rabbit, and those things are things you do in school. Like those are things he had to execute as part of his like education. And so I provided the score for those pieces. And then jumping forward, like there was what was the other one that we wanted to talk about? There was one more. Yes, async. So async is really dope. Like when I found out about them, I was like, wow, these guys are doing a bunch of things that nobody else is doing. So they're doing layered NFTs where what you're looking at on the screen there is the master file, right? But if you scroll down, the master file is made up of layers, and each of the layers has an option, like an optional stem. So on the drum track, for example, one stem might be 808 drums, another stem might be a live drum kit, another stem might be something that sounds like industrial, like one sound might be lo-fi. Like, yeah, wow. So whoever buys the layer file, so there's the base and there's stem 1, stem 2, stem. So if you were to buy stem 1 and you see the little numbers next to it, if you own it, you can choose which one plays, and then your NFT changes sound, and then the master changes sound. So if the stems are drums, bass, guitar, and keyboard, and you buy the drum stem and change it from live drums to 808s, then all anybody can hear is 808s. Like there are no, yeah. And then the final piece of it, which is really fun, is like on the cheapest end, the most affordable end, people can take an NFT snapshot of that file. So if you go right now, there's still like all the top things have already sold, but there's still silver edition records, and you can buy for 0.04 ETH. You can go on my page and buy the current snapshot of the NFT in its current sonic state for 0.04 ETH. And
as like a track.
And it's a track. Then you've got an NFT track like version of that song.
How does the ownership work? How does the ownership work with the actual like? So like, say I do switch up the variants, and now like the master is being played. That's just such a cool concept for me to be owning it, and then everyone else hears what I wanted to hear. I guess I don't. Yeah.
So the crazy thing about my piece that's different from some of the other ones, like there's a POC piece. It was POC and oh god, I'm forgetting the name of the musician, the composer, but in the same drop, POC did one with 9 layers, or was it 4 layers with 9 options? It's something like I think it's 9 layers, and there were a bunch of different owners, so different people were controlling different parts of it. There it is. That one, different people control all the layers. On mine, one guy bought everything. So this guy Matt bought all my layers. So he singularly controls the sound of my thing. And so the fans hit him up to be like, "Yo, change the NFT, change the. I want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to, I mean, I guess for the ballers out there, you could go hit up Matt and see if you could buy it off him. I don't know what he would sell it for, but yeah, shout out to him. He was really, that was like, I didn't even know it didn't actually sell the week that it dropped. It sold later, and he found it just because he was browsing. He was just searching he was shopping basically.
Wow. Yeah, that's like somebody posted an NFT the other day, and I guess they're like a photographer, and they posted a shot of you guys from like really like early 2000s. And I went to it and I was like, this is amazing. And I found it through like, just like looking through OpenSea and like just browsing. And I'm like, this is amazing. And they had some other bands that were pretty amazing, like The Offspring and someone else, I can't remember who. And I was just like, this is super cool to like just find this, right? They had it posted for like an amazing amount, but it's really cool to see that like kind of like popping up and come across that, like, and have that ability to be like, I got the alpha, right?
Yeah.
But more recently,
what's gonna be really interesting is to see how I don't know yet how the rights to those images are going to play out. So for example, like if somebody's a photographer, they do a photo exhibition and they sell a print of their photo and you buy it and you put it on your wall, then I think generally, like I personally, like let's say they just took my picture and I'm singularly in charge of what I, or I'm singular, I have the singular power to like say whether or not I disagree with their thing and if I want to like sue them because they're whatever. Personally, I would be like, oh, well, you took my picture, you sold a print of it, like that's art, I'm fine with that. Like that's a gallery art. But the second somebody puts it on a t-shirt and starts selling multiple copies, then I'm like, that's merchandise. That's not the same thing. So if somebody were to buy the NFT and the photographer were to tell the buyer, you now own the rights to that image, and then the buyer says, okay, now I'm going to make photos of my image, then they'll probably get a cease and desist from me. Does that make sense? Like it's going to get really complicated. Yes. It's going to get really, and then what if the consumer then takes it and does like a forced collab? They put it on a t-shirt next to something else, right? And then now you've got like, what if you bought an NFT of a Louis Vuitton thing and you bought an NFT of a Nike thing and you put them both on a shirt and start selling them? You're like, well, I own both. Like that's just a shirt with my two NFTs. I own those NFTs.
Clearly, and that's where like the education, like you have to like teach people, like you don't. It's just like owning a mug, right? Yeah, like if you own a mug of Batman, you don't own that image of Batman. You can't go and have it reprinted. You just own the mug, like that one instance. Yeah, like and getting people to know the difference. And when you have PFP projects that do give you those rights, right? Like the Bored Ape Yacht Club that I saw you joined with a mutant ape recently, which is awesome. I actually
leveled up.
Did you?
I got a Bored Ape. Yeah, when the mutants went live for the public, I got 10, and then I was able to flip and like maneuver to like turn that into an ape. So I got now I'm both sides of the club.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Good for you. So a little bit before the show, you were doing your live thing and you dropped a piece on Hen. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because you did say that there was like a little story there and you kind of have like a plan, right? Like, so I'd love to hear about like, what you got going on there.
I think like, so a lot of people, it's very popular right now to be like, here's our road. It's like, in a sense, it's important to say, here's our roadmap. Here's our plan. Here's why our NFT matters and what value it's gonna bring you in the future. I feel like right now, maybe it's just me, but I feel like right now, think about how much the NFT space, the crypto space, like has changed in 3 months. Like 6 months ago, there were no Bored Apes, right? Like was it 6 months? Yeah, it's about that. I mean, this space changes so quickly. I feel like it would be very difficult to look into a crystal ball and say, here's the roadmap for my thing, my piece, my art, my brand, my whatever. So my feeling is like, okay, look, I want to start in a way that enables fans to experience the thing I experienced when I first bought a couple of these things. which is, okay, I just minted a brand new piece from somebody, and when I bought this one, the value kind of went up and then it went down. And when I bought this one, the value went up and it stayed up. And it's like, and that second piece is actually worth like a lot more than I paid for it. So theoretically, if I were to sell it, I like, not only do I love the art of these things, but I made money too. And I was like, how do I do that? How do I get people in a way that's safe for them, so that if they get rugged, they're like, they didn't really lose anything? And then also give them the jolt of adrenaline and the reason, almost like the inspiration to go learn. Because it's being in this space, you have to do some learning. You can't just jump in and just be an idiot. You're gonna get destroyed. So I put the first piece that you see there, brain dump, I put that up. I went direct to I started on my Discord, in my Discord community. And then I broadened out to my text to fan community, and then eventually to Twitter. And I told them, hey, I put this thing up just now, like this second, I put it up for free. So get yourself a Tezos wallet and go download it for free. And a lot of the people who downloaded it, who I shouldn't say downloaded it, who acquired it, they had no idea that it was the first NFT they had ever owned, and the next thing they knew, it was worth $2,000 or $3,000 US, and they went, "Wait, what? Like this JPEG is that you gave me for free? You gave me money? Like, how does that work?" And then so now it's starting to, like, I saw instantly. There's like, obviously now other people are like, yo, how do I make that money? Like, I want to get in on that. So now I'm starting to do, that's the part of it. For me, it's like partially an education process with my fans, where I can teach the fans. It's like, what was that phrase that they used to say? Was that a Black Panther thing? Like, each one teach one? It's like that idea that I'm going to teach these folks about it, and then they're going to teach other people about it, and it spreads out very quickly. And hopefully we can keep the information like tight and like protect each other, right, in the community as it goes.
Yeah, man, I love what you're doing with your community. We were in the stream when you actually dropped it. It was like a surprise drop on your Twitch stream, which most of you guys are from the Twitch stream for Mike. I see a lot of your community in here. But one of the coolest things was the vibe of, hey, you guys only pick up one. Make sure you only pick up one, because there's only 1,000. There's only so much of these. Make sure you guys only pick up one, and people actually did that. It's like the exact opposite of some of the drops that you see where it was such a cool vibe to see, man.
That was the thing. I think maybe the next one, I did this specifically with a larger. The first drop was 100 pieces. This drop was 1,000 pieces. The first drop was free. This one was $10. So I think the idea of on the next drop, I don't know if I'm going to go more pieces, but I do want to consistently give people things. I shouldn't say give. I want to consistently offer things, and I don't want them to be expensive to get. I do want the limit to be on how many you grab those. So I think as I go, I'm going to start to limit that, because we already saw, like, with the 100 pieces, couple people got like 10 and 20 and stuff. So with this one, I kind of expected that. That's okay. Like, if they're, I get it, but also, I can't hate on flippers in the market, because I've even flipped stuff. So it's not like, it doesn't really bother me. That's just like the name of the game. If you just know something's hot, but you don't really care for it, like, it's like, then flip it, whatever. At the same time, though, most of the stuff, like if you go on my OpenSea page, that's stuff I like. Like, that's really the stuff that I have. I've hidden other stuff and whatever that people have maybe given me, whatever. But the stuff that's on there is, I think, is cool. And like, shout out to like Omnimorphs and Onis and Woodies. And those are like recently, like Woody's just dropped. I don't know if you've seen their stuff. Oh, and by the way, I just bought Dream Loops too, by the way, because I heard that's coming out. I know they sponsor you.
Sick.
I love music. Awesome. I mean, that's a music NFT. That's a real music NFT. I look at that and I'm like, that's a looping audio visual NFT with an 8-bit aesthetic and whatever, but it's like the execution was perfect. I really like what they did with it. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited for that Dreamers drop to come.
Yeah, when we highlighted it a couple weeks ago, I was like, I hadn't seen it yet, and I missed out on Dream Loops, and I'm like, I gotta go pick one up because like this is dope. I love it. I love the art. I love the music. It's just like vibe. The vibe is there. So we've got some questions. We got a lot of questions, so we're gonna try to get to a couple real quick before we let you go. The first one I've got is from Gabriel Allred, and he says, Mike, what are your favorite NFT collections?
That's the founder of Dream Loops, by the way.
Sick.
Founder of Dream Loops. What are your favorite NFT collections, and where do you see music going in NFTs?
My favorite collections. Well, I mean, you got to respect a lot of the big ones, right? Like the punks, the chromie squiggles, Cyberkongs was really dope. Actually, that concept with the bananas, the banana tokens is a dope concept. In music, I think that art blocks, it's tough for art blocks to do music, but they've done it a few times, and I think that's what they've done is really interesting. It's interesting because they put the limitations of like being on chain and being generative. Like that's really dope to me. As my fans know, like I'm involved in some music AI projects and AI projects in general, and I've invested in a couple things. I'm helping out and advising on a couple things. So that's a lane that I think I'm excited to explore. But there's a lot to be done with it. I mean, I think my opinion, like the thing that is one of the biggest hurdles with music is file size, right? Like the longer the song is, the bigger that file is. And especially if you start to do with any kind of moving video, OpenSea, I think OpenSea's limit to file size is like 40 meg. So you can't do it. It's that's really pretty tight if you think about it.
Yeah, man. Hey, awesome interview, man. You came on, you really killed it. The community was absolutely fire in the comment section. Just very appreciative that you stopped by and laid it down with the information. So really the last thing I have as it's related to kind of your drop and what you're doing now, I see you're doing the Twitch streaming 3 times a week, and then you have these drops. What's the plan in the future for Mike Shinoda? What's the plan in the future as it's related to NFTs?
Yeah, I am building stuff. I am creating all the time. I think I'm gonna continue to do these like guerrilla drops on Hen with like a very low price point of entry, and because I love what it does for the fans. Like I don't need to make money on those. That in particular is an education process, and so I'm gonna continue to do those. I generally, so at least up till this point, like that's afforded me an ability to support the community and come back and buy some really dope stuff. Tezards on Hen. What else did I get involved in? Did they say his name? Lucrece? His shit is amazing. Oh, you know who I didn't shout out? Whose stuff I just love. Speaking of that, is Xcopy. Xcopy's insane. Xcopy's so dope.
Yeah, you need to check out Kidmograph. I don't know if you've checked out.
Oh yeah.
Hen.
Oh, what was the other like OG music one? They did. Was it generative? Somebody's gonna put it in the comments and
someone will let us know.
There's a couple more. Yeah, but I've been supporting different people as usual. My fans always know I'm supporting from our own community. She goes by Mumu the Stan. Mumu the Stan was the one who told me to get on Tezos, but she actually heard that story was really dope because she wasn't in NFTs at all. She was just posting stuff like of hobby work, and she had a job. And I was like, if you post an NFT, if you mint an NFT, I'll buy it. I'll be your first sale. And that's what we did. And then she took that money and eventually, like, I think left her job and is now like fully into this space. So that's the dream, right? For a lot of people, that's the dream. And I'm trying my best to find artists that I think are great and supporting them.
Man, that's awesome. And it's kind of where like I come from too. I love collecting. I love being able to support artists, and I love being able to like just put back into the creative economy, right? So I do want to say thank you again, just once more, so much for your time. Like, you know, like we said, it was been a goal. So we appreciate you cutting out 30 minutes and hanging out with us and riffing about NFTs. One of the last things I want to shout out to Matt Radke in chat from our community. He says that we need to let you know what OVOT is, right? So OVOT is kind of the catchphrase here. It's our vibe, our tribe. It kind of speaks to the fact that our community is really tight, we're really close, and we really have a vibe that speaks to the lads. So if you wouldn't mind before you go, it's the way we sign off the show every day. If you'd give us a quick our vibe, our tribe, and we'll let you get to the rest of your day.
So you just want me to say it?
Yeah, just be like, you know, that's literally at the end of the show. It's like, hey, appreciate you guys. Our vibe, our tribe. We're out.
Appreciate you guys. Our vibe, our tribe. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you,
Mike. Thank you, man.
You so much, man.
Dude,
thank you.
You rock, bro. We need you back on.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, bye.
That's awesome.
You got goosebumps?
I'm fucking tearing up. It's what's happening, dude. I can't believe
That's
like this
awesome,
is like
brother.
real life, dude. This is crazy. Like we just got done talking to fucking Mike Shinoda, dude. Like you put it into the universe and it could happen. And speaking to like that for anyone who's here and you're not really like sure about NFTs or like this whole thing, like do the research, look into it. It's worth understanding because it's something that's changing people's lives every day. A year ago, I couldn't make my bills, like barely made ends meet. I put like everything into learning the space, into like understanding like what made for good projects. And here I am a year later. I work in the space full time. I help to, brands to come into the space and understand how this works. And I get to support like artists, with the liquidity that I now have. And we don't worry about the bills anymore. It can change your life. So definitely like look into it. If you're a creator, we've got an excellent Discord or LADZ.city. If you go to LADZ.city, you can come to the Discord and we'll answer any questions that you have about NFTs. We chat about it all day, all night. There's a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of really cool people. And to speak to that ethos, our vibe, our tribe really is like something that like is our mantra, right? So we welcome all of you. Thank you all of Mike's fans, for Linkin Park fans. I've been a Linkin Park fan. I've seen him 7 times live. So to be able to sit down and interview the man and talk about something that I'm so passionate about was a dream come true. And I'm so thankful, dude. This is amazing. Yeah, I appreciate you, brother. That was awesome. And Buff, you killed it.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. My pleasure.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of continue with this episode, man, but we do have a full episode to get to. I echo your sentiments completely, man. Like where we were a year ago from now, we say it almost every episode at this point, but that's because it just does seem unreal at some points. But again, Mike Shinoda, guys, he had this awesome drop that he did on Hen about literally 2 hours ago. Go and check it out. We're going to continue to hopefully have him on. He didn't really even have to do that, our vibe, our tribe. So I really appreciated him kind of doing that. So Mike, thank you. We will have you on again, guys that are in the chat. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Everybody who came in from Mike's stream, thank you guys so much. And of course, shout out to the lads of LADZ City. This is the LADZ City Network. We have shows Monday through Sunday. This is one of them, NFT Live, where we're bringing you the rest of the NFT news for the week. So I mean, it's a tough transition. That was such a great part of the episode, but let's get to the news. The first thing that we are going to touch on is NFT Now. We met Matt Medved in NYC for that Des Bryant drop, the Juggernauts drop in that party at the 4040 Club. Matt is an awesome, just person in the NFT space, and he's doing great things in NFT or in NYC there. I'm jealous, man. I want to live in NYC when I see him just going around and just connecting with everybody. But shout out to Matt Medved. Let's run that video real quick of their launch, and congratulations on the launch as well.
What inspires me about the future of NFTs? Honestly, everything.
It is a technological revolution.
And this new medium allows for so much innovation, so much freedom.
We are the future. We are the creators.
It's given artists a new career route.
All the different opportunities that can come with NFTs.
Seeing people push art to a place that was never possible before.
And it's a whole new era of creativity and flourishing.
Collectors in this space, they really encourage innovation and they reward it.
I'm excited about NFT gaming because it's going to be the one application that brings utility to NFTs to unlock and show everyone what is possible.
The fact that you can tangibly evolve with your community is the most beautiful and poetic property that technology has ever brought us.
The future is going to be digital. Kids are all on their phones and iPads. They're going to love to interact with art digitally.
This gives people that are creating things the ability to reward their community, and then you understand that then the community champions the project, and so now, without having to impress gatekeepers, you can launch a massive project, all new IP.
We're going through.
Look at Tom Billieu there. Tom Billieu getting some screen time, man. Another great person in the space. But what'd you think about this launch, man? They just launched their website. They got a podcast out. It looks like they're just going heavy on the media network, which I love to see.
Absolutely. I think they're doing an excellent job. Shout out to those guys. They had like a huge round of funding. They went out there and like really got at it, and they're producing excellent content. You guys make sure you go to nftnow.com. We're in this space, and the really unique thing for anyone coming into it is that most people lift each other up in this space, which is amazing. So we don't see, another media network as competition. We see them as, co-founders in this new economy that we're building. So shout out, congratulations. I'm really happy for Matt and his team over at NFT Now. They're actually hiring. So if you're looking for a position, check out their Twitter, and maybe you can make NFTs full time for yourself.
And so I've got the actual NFT Now site up on my screen here so that you can see there's guides, there's different podcasts, there's articles, there's features, just really attempting the network vibe, right? So you really, as you go down, it's super well done. You can see upcoming drops, there's different lists. I mean, they did a fantastic job, and their Twitter marketing campaigns and marketing people are awesome as well. So really great job again by NFT Now. They're going to be a force in the space. So looking forward to seeing their growth for sure. All right, the next one we have up here is Illuvium. Illuvium had some interesting pieces here that came out over the last, I would say, 24 hours. I want to give a big shout out because they are our sponsor for the month. Illuvium, Kieran Warwick over there. I love the Warwicks. They're OGs in the space. Kieran's brother Kane is the founder of Synthetics, and then Kieran is founded Illuvium, which is the next open world RPG adventure game built on Ethereum. If you guys don't know about Illuvium yet, I don't know how you don't, but basically what they're doing is combining Pokemon and teamfight tactics, that League of Legends auto chess battler game. And it's going to be amazing. And we had some announcements kind of come out from their Discord recently where they dropped let me see if I can get this. They dropped land kind of leaks. So essentially what we have here, if I can get to it. Oh, I don't think I'm going to get to it. So we did have a couple land leaks from their Twitter page, which I can get to. But Ronan, have you looked into Illuvium, and are you interested in that as I bring that up on my Twitter profile here?
Yeah, like as a huge gamer, I'm ready to see the utility of NFTs actually be implemented in a video game. Unfortunately, we all know Illuvium got pushed back to next year for the first taste, right? But once we're able to, have that interaction, right? Obviously you can jump in, and the best example that's currently running is Play Blankos, right? If you you jump into Blankos, you're actually interacting with the blockchain, you're collecting real NFTs. Those NFTs can be sold on the secondary marketplace, right? So, and look, they're combining with an auto battler, which is a game type that I've been really kind of addicted to lately. I'm all for it, man. I'm really looking forward to what they're going to do. I'm really interested in seeing how much of the game ends up being translated to actual NFTs, right? Is it going to be the environment? Is it going to be skins? Is it going to be the actual characters themselves? Are they're going to have a champion aspect like the Dota one? Here we go. Dude, there's so much possibility. I'm really looking forward to this next generation of NFTs and gaming.
Absolutely, man. So again, their Discord's pretty heavy, so I did have a trouble kind of finding that, but within the character leak section, you can see this land gameplay concepts that are being kind of drawn in 2 and 3D and then adapted to the actual game itself. Again, there's going to be an open world aspect to this as well. So you're going to go out via the Pokemon system. You're going to catch these different monsters via the SILV token, which is going to be involved in the game. And then you're going to come back and battle those monsters that you catch in the arena, in that auto chess battler game. So these are the latest updates. Again, with crypto gaming, man, we're waiting. It is going to be something that's going to come along. Like Ronan said, it's going to be sometime in Q1 of 2022 that we will see Illuvium gameplay, and super excited just about the team. And again, shout out to Kieran Warwick and the team for being our sponsor for the month.
Super hype on Illuvium. So next up, what we got for you guys is basically putting a little spotlight on photographers. I feel like, as a photographer, like it's something I did for almost 5 years, photography kind of gets overlooked in the space and what it can do for creators outside of just artists, right? So Dave dropped a series. It was called Drive. Drive is essentially a photography series of these vehicles out in their, natural environments, like parked on the side of the street, basically. Some really amazing vehicles, some really cool, like aesthetically pleasing, like combinations between car and environment. But beyond that, I think that, Dave really understands NFTs and really understands the space. So he's already kind of put it out there that there's going to be utility built into this experience. He does have more, ideas as far as future series are concerned and how that plays into the ecosystem of his like Drive project as a whole. Shout out Dave. Allships.co is Dave's website. He's got actually a great interview with me up on there. And he does excellent work as far as content creation as well as his photography. And I think that like he gets overlooked a little bit when it comes to photography, as most photographers do. But yeah, so shout out to Dave. Congratulations. Did you like that set, man? I think some of these cars are really cool. And you wonder, what's the story? What is the story here? And I love it.
Yeah, I definitely think photography is an underrated aspect that we don't talk about a lot. But the cool concepts here with the different cars and the photos here that we have from Dave. So definitely excited to continue watching this one.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So the next piece, we did have a question here. Harmony Payne and guys, definitely drop questions that you have as it's related to the NFT space. One of the things we are going to be covering later in the episode here as we kind of wrap up is the OpenSea hack. I know we had some kind of reports that people were getting hacked. Essentially, their wallets were being drained because they were interacting with some NFT that was airdropped into their wallet. We'll touch on that. If you guys have any more questions for us as it's related to NFTs, let us know and we can get to that. So Metaverse news, not so much. I don't think we even have a date for Metaverse. They might have dropped some different kind of sneak peeks, but I don't think anything specific for Metaverse yet. So we're still waiting in the wings for that. Ronan, did you have anything for Metaverse or no?
No, so the only thing I saw, which is basically 9/20, they said around September 25th. That's all they've said. I checked right before we went live because someone said that they had released some more information. I checked everywhere I could, Twitter, Discord. There's no more information. So when does it drop? Not sure, but be sure to tune in because we're definitely going to cover that project. I think that it's going to be really interesting to see where they take that property because it's very unique. You know what I mean? It's really going to hit home.
It's going to break Ethereum, in my opinion. That I don't know how. I like we talked about before the episode.
100,000 followers. 100,000 followers.
Twitter or Discord?
Metaverse on Twitter. On Twitter.
Oh my!
I don't even want to know what their Discord is. Their Discord hit 20 or 30,000 the first 24 hours after they launched. So that's a project to watch out for. But I don't want to be involved in the gas wars when it comes to it, man. We'll see how that one plays out.
We talked about it prior to the episode. We're not even going to be involved in the actual sale itself. It's all going to be us waiting on secondary market on OpenSea. So yeah, we'll watch. All right. I do have another message from GutterCat or Gutter Dan and the GutterCat gang here. Gutter Dan, are you okay? Are you having a good time in NFTs? I can't tell. Can we bring up Gutter Dan one more time? He's back. He's back on the Tiger. Just for us, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm back. Listen, I'll never miss another GutterCat event in my freaking life. They had the time of their lives. They were making me have a bunch of FOMO. They had GutterCon over the weekend in Las Vegas. They, I think they had a club. That's Sweat Republic over there at MGM. So definitely Gutter Dan having himself a good time. I want to give a quick shout out to the GutterCat gang. Listen, as it's related to GutterCat gang, in my opinion, the best risk reward, I think, with these profile picture projects. I know it's about 3 or 4 ETH, but as it's related to the Bored Ape Yacht Club, I mean, they have something. they definitely have something with their community, with their culture, with just the brand they've created. So it's definitely not investment advice. Mike made sure to talk about that in the interview, but I love what GutterCat Gang is doing. I only have one, GutterCat and Gutter Rat. So I'm not like really shilling my bags here. I just think the GutterCat Gang, the value you're getting around 4 ETH on the floor price, it's tough to match when something like the Bored Ape Yacht Club is like 20, 30, 40 ETH. So yeah, to the announcements, and enough with shilling my bags here. So they had that GutterCon that happened this past weekend. With this, they actually announced that there were going to be the new species. So we were hearing all week that the new species were going to be dope. It looks like we have gutter dogs and gutter pigeons. And you can see that that release is going to happen. They have the mint passes ready. So you can actually go on OpenSea now and get these mint passes. Let me see if I can get down to it. Dope merch, by the way. I was able to get some merch here. We went over that fail the other day. I accidentally didn't follow the rules there. Here's a look at the mint pass that you can find on OpenSea. I'm not sure what these are going for now, but essentially you'll be able to enter a giveaway. So I can get to that here in a second. Let me see if I can't. Giving away 6 gutter cats and 25 plus species 3 and 4s. Details are below. So essentially, if you hold one of these mint passes, you're going to be entered into a raffle, and that'll essentially be more utility for the actual mint passes. Basically, you're going to win free species if you hold the mint pass, and then you'll be able to redeem that mint pass for the actual species itself once they launch. So a lot of cool things happening for GutterCat Gang. Again, that I already kind of laid out my thesis on it, but I love GCG. So gang all day. And yeah, that's kind of the shill job there, man. How'd I do?
Dude, I love it. I feel hella FOMO. No, but honestly, like I really do feel a little bit of FOMO. I think that like it makes sense to kind of like do the species thing and like open it up, right? Give a little more access to the club. So shout out to them for that. So next up for the news, I think we need to hit this next one. And then honestly, I don't even know, because there's some big news that just dropped, buddy. Like literally not even some huge
do it
news.
Now.
Yeah,
do it now.
Okay, so go to the Bored Ape Yacht Club server on Discord. Yep. And pull up Roadmap 2.0.
Got it.
Yep. So looking at Roadmap 2.0. What is this?
This is live, guys. We're going through it with you.
First, okay, one thing I identified really quickly. First annual Ape Fest is happening in New York, 10/31 through 11/6, which is the day before NFT NYC starts, through 3 days later, which unfortunately I will not be there. They also have collaborations.
Miami Clubhouse IRL.
Oh, I knew that was happening. They weren't joking when they said they were gonna get a Miami like clubhouse for sure.
We got a DAO sighting Miami as well.
Oh, dude! Top secret blockchain game, a BAYC ecosystem. What do you think MD versus MMI final battle is? Oh wait,
Bored Ape does this. Bored Ape does this so well. They didn't drop a blog. All they dropped was a photo with different like little headers on them with no information on it whatsoever. That's gonna drive people insane.
Absolutely.
MD.
So it's okay. So the trial of Jimmy the Monkey is MD versus MMI, the prologue. Then you've got MD versus MMI. Then you got MD versus MMI, the final battle. So that's like a 3-part thing. Then you have the BAYC models. We knew about those. The BAYC MAYC mobile competition, which is interesting. You know what I don't see identified clearly on here is the use case for an ape and a dog. People are sleeping on the fact that the ape-dog combination has still not been rewarded yet. So if you don't have a dog and an ape, right? Like if you got an ape but you don't have a dog, you definitely want to make sure to pick up a dog because that's still to come eventually.
Yeah, and we know that the Bored Ape team, or at least the team that created the treasure hunt game, essentially is great at hiding little tidbits. So along with your comment, Rona, if we can zoom in here, you can see there's a little Bored Ape Kennel Club dog at the Miami Clubhouse. So, you know, that it could be nothing, it could be something, but essentially, you know, via that game, you saw they were great at hiding little Easter eggs.
That's pretty cool, man. I can't wait to like actually get some verification on what these things are going to be. And honestly, we probably won't get anything until they drop it. Shout out to I'm going to wreck your name, Mylene, for being the one who put us on in chat and said, hey, look, 2.0 dropped. You guys are going to want to check it out. So that's the Bored Ape Yacht Club. If you guys don't know, like definitely check it out. I think that, you know, as an ape owner, man, like this is exciting. I love the fact that that yacht is there, dude. There's gonna be I predict, this is a prediction, and within the next 12 months, there is going to be a yacht party that only Bored Apes are going to attend. I've already heard people talking about it. I already know some people who want to make it happen. So expect it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Miami Clubhouse might be something. There's a little bit of a yacht club over here that might be part of the Ape Fest. So we'll keep in mind. Another thing for that kennel club, because I love that you brought that up, there's little pieces that I'm now seeing, right? Like you see a little bit of a paw there, a paw there. You see the actual machine here. It is a foot of a dog or some type of animal. So super stoked, man. Bored Ape Yacht Club. If you don't know, I don't know where you've been, but definitely look into Bored Apes and definitely look into kennel clubs, mutant apes, if you want to get involved in the community. And yeah.
Hey guys, so I am not a Bored Ape holder, and I know neither one of you are doctors, but is it possible to die of FOMO? Because I believe I'm getting to that level now where it's getting a little risky over here, being a buffalo without an ape.
Easy's in chat saying, still hurts that I missed the apes when I had my chance. Man,
same.
The story, everyone's gonna have that story about one project or another. Just like Gutter Cats, like we were live when they dropped, and I was so upset about the fact that they pushed the live button 20 minutes early and we missed out that I didn't jump in, and now I wish I would have. I wish I wouldn't have been so salty.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, so we'll keep watching that. It will be interesting to see Bored Apes as they go forward. Definitely doing the Ape Fest, so excited for that. We had a really interesting development here, kind of weird, kind of wacky, but we see celebrities getting into the space. Well, what happened over this weekend, my man?
Yeah, so over the weekend, CozomoMedici, which is like a Twitter profile that popped up and has been collecting in the space and you know, interacting and totally taking part in the community, revealed himself. And who was it? None other than Snoop, the double motherfucking G, dude. Like, Snoop Dogg has basically been moonlighting in the NFT community.
Listen, you go to, hold up, but if you go to Medici, if you go to actual Medici, he doesn't talk like Snoop Dogg at all. So I'm still at the point of like, what actually is going on?
Dude, okay, I don't know, this could just be like, maybe he does have like a ghostwriter, but a lot of people have said that when you actually like sit down with Snoop, like he's a super intelligent guy. Like he has really like done well for himself, not because he's gotten lucky or because he did good with his rap, but because he actually is intelligent and has made really wise decisions. So like when you go through and you read about it, it's like, yeah, it's so contradicting, but at the same time, you're like, man, this dude has this like pent up in him and he can't even like let that side out, which is part of what makes this space so unique, right? Like you can be what you want to be. Look, Richard, he's not very confident dude. He likes to sit in the back. He doesn't like the attention. Like Ronan's a different beast, right? Like everybody kind of like runs into like this space and you can be what you want to be. Like, and I look, more power to him. Shout out for that. He said he's not even going to bring it up anymore. That's it. One time, one and done. He didn't actually, I wasn't sure at first because he didn't actually link from the Cozomo Twitter. And people were passing around like fake screenshots of like Elon saying it was him and shit like that. So anyway, welcome to NFTs, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, exactly. I'm cool with the story. I'm not exactly bought into the whole this is actually Snoop Dogg, but it definitely could be. So yeah, shout out to Snoop Dogg. Shout out to Medici there. That might be Crypto D Medici that from like a long time ago for the OGs in the space. That might be the same account. But anyways, I've got the next piece. This is probably one of the bigger pieces of news from the last 48 hours. We had a tweet come through from seemingly someone who's, pretty, involved in the NFT space because of what was taken from their wallet. But essentially we had a hack happen and it kind of set Twitter ablaze. So essentially we have here AJ Babbler Dabbler saying, I just got hacked, OpenSea MetaMask support. I lost Hearst official, the currency, shards, art blocks, Ape DAO remixes. So a substantial amount of money was lost here. And he basically said that it was because he interacted with NFTs that got airdropped into his wallet. So if, and this happened at the same time, I don't know if it was coincidental, but I don't know, Ronan, if you go to your wallet on OpenSea, or I know Buff was talking to me before the episode, he went to his wallet and there are in fact NFTs that look like scams. So essentially what happened here is the guy said he interacted with these airdropped NFTs. He sold one, trying to get $20 or whatever the hell he sold it for. And that in and of itself led his wallet to be exposed. So we have some information post this that we can get to here in a second, but really that's the story. Can you interact with an NFT on OpenSea that leaves you exposed? And that's a scary, scary thing. So I don't know. What are your thoughts here as we go through it?
If you guys look right now on the screen, these are 3 that were dropped into my OpenSea account based off of holdings of cryptodes and ether cards. And I don't even know what's going on with that middle one right there. But if you interact with these in any way by trying to sell them, by trying to trash them or transfer them away, that's not advised right now. Apparently a lot of people are saying the best thing to do is to hide them, which does not actually interact with the NFT itself. It interacts with OpenSea and the wallet display function. So if you hide them, apparently that's the best route to go right now.
Yep, exactly. You want to hide them. You don't want to actually interact with them. Apparently, what they're doing is when you do the interaction, instead of the interaction that you put through, it does something to where the signature, when you sign your MetaMask, you're actually signing away the access to it or something to another website. And then they now take control and they can transfer out and all this other stuff. So do not interact with them. Don't send them to nobody. Don't try to sell them. Don't try to burn them. It's not going to do anything. Hide them and forget about them. I've got 60, I think, in my hidden right now of just airdrop crap that people send that I don't want to take that chance. So definitely want to watch out. Obviously, everybody who's new to the space, you need to understand that you are your own bank, you control your own money, and you've got to be responsible for it. So don't ever share your seed phrase with anybody. Nobody needs that phrase for nothing. Don't ever share your screen with anybody. Don't ever bring up that QR code to access your wallet for any reason while somebody's looking at your computer or needs, nobody needs that stuff from you ever for anything. Don't share it.
Yeah. I completely agree. 100%. Full stop. Do not ever do that. So the big piece that I kind of want to touch on really quick, because it is interesting for us that have been in the space for a while. Security is important, but you never have heard since CryptoKitties were invented and created since 2017. There hasn't been a way to sell an NFT and then lose or have your wallet compromised. So I do have some comments here, one in particular from a guy named Fubar on Twitter. He's saying this is a basic private key compromise, nothing more. Here is a transaction sending wrapped ETH from the victim's wallet to the hacker's wallet. Note that the EOA initiating it, no smart contract black magic, just somebody who probably entered a seed phrase into a phishing site. So I don't know. It's super scary to me to be interacting with an NFT and then lose, you have your wallet compromised. So I think what happened here, there's more to it. And that's what actually compromised his wallet essentially. So, we'll be following this, but it's hard for me to see that selling an NFT gets your wallet compromised. So, still don't interact with that. Like Ronan, like Buffalo said, do not interact with any of these NFTs that aren't yours. But yeah, it's good to see more people kind of coming to the rescue here and giving light to the more information to the actual piece. So I think the last piece we have before we get out of here, and I know it's been a long episode. Actually, we're about on time. We talked about OpenSea last week, Ronan. We talked about the scandal with Nate Chastain. I wanted to get your comments there on what you thought about Nate front running here on OpenSea and essentially being let go. That's what we had happen. We had a guy get fired because he was front running. Doesn't make any sense to me. The guy has equity in OpenSea, so he just lost out on millions of dollars for thousands of dollars. But just want to get your take there.
Yeah, I definitely think that we're going to have things like this that pop up where the entire industry is going to go, oh wait, that is probably something we should think about, right? Like, and unfortunately, a lot of those situations don't pop up until something like this happens, right? You know, for everybody who hangs out on the show knows I work for Gig Labs. It's like yesterday, you know, the boss was like, hey, we should probably have a conversation about like the knowledge that we have at working, right? And with these NFTs, we know what's coming. We know like what the plan is for these things. And we should be cognizant of that, right? And to ensure that we're not allowing somebody to do something like that. Now, what Nate did was kind of like really like purposeful, right? Like you're picking up these things for cheap before they go on the front page of OpenSea and they get shown to, you know, 250,000 active users. And then when those people see that, the obvious, you know, assumption is that now that you're spotlighting that collection, then people are going to, more people are going to see it, more people are going to jump in. So what Nate was doing, he was buying it before it went live, it would go live, and then after it went live, once the floor pumped, he would then offload it at some point. And then unfortunately, you can't really say that he didn't know he was doing it, because then it was getting sent to like a secondary, it was like a, you know, it wasn't his primary wallet, and then it was getting washed. And now you've got an issue. So I just think it's something that, again, like now you've got a situation where you just, you know, it's unfortunate, but every developer now in the space is going to have to think about like, what is their internal policy going to be? Because people, look, the community don't want to see that shit. Nobody wants to like see that like, oh, this dude took advantage of the information he had that nobody else had. It's just not, you know, what it's about. So it's unfortunate, really sad, man. Nate was honestly, a lot of people know, he was like the community like guy, right? He was the one who kept everybody like updated. If you had a problem, you could ping Nate, and Nate, morning, noon, night, middle of the night, he would respond. And like, so to have someone who is that trusted in the community do something like that, it makes everybody kind of shook. So it's unfortunate, man. Look, at the same time though, in my personal opinion, that guy should have sent all of that information to OpenSea and been like, you guys have an issue and you should probably address it. I don't think that he should have been called out publicly. Like that puts a lot of like mental stress on somebody. Yeah, he did something wrong, and yeah, you need your hand slapped, but do you need hundreds of thousands of people hating you, right, for like what you did? Like, no, not necessarily. Like, I don't know. I think that like we still have to remember we're all humans, right? Like, and even though we make mistakes, like that could really drive people to like some really dark places.
Yeah, it's an interesting point that talking about it privately could have been the option, because what's going to happen now, you know, indirectly, this is going to potentially bring regulators in. You see regulators already kind of circling the wagons here with crypto in general, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, with stable coins. NFTs really haven't been in their crosshairs. And what could happen with this, when you have somebody front running, when you have someone taking advantage, the regulators say, oh, this is the opportunity to come in. So it might push regulators into the space a little bit quicker than we want. So that's, and if regulators, if you're watching SEC, we have nothing to hide, but I'm just saying it gets people's, you know, attention when something like this happens. So maybe going the private route might have been the better thing for the space. But last thing before I let you guys go is going to be the LADZ giveaway. We do have a wheel of names. Ronan, shield your eyes. I know you don't like the wheel, but we do have I don't like. Oh, you like? Oh, Buffalo doesn't. All right, Buff. I'll see you later then. But anyways, we have a Avagachi haunt to give away. It is worth about $500. So the winner here that we click on is going to be $500 richer. It's going to be an NFT giveaway that we did within our LADZ channel. I'm going to drop the link to LADZ City here, the Discord. We have a cross-project community. That means we're talking about all the projects in the NFT space, one of which we have a guild for actually called LADZ that's head up by Choina. This is going to be a giveaway only for members of the LADZ guild, and we will go ahead and spin the damn wheel.
Spin it!
Buffalo, spin it!
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Ooh.
Oh, Tigbo almost got it.
Oh, so close.
Oh, that's Aziko.
Congratulations. Dude, that's dope.
Congratulations to Aziko. Yep, absolutely. Aziko, you are about $500 richer. You are an Avagachi winner, a giveaway winner, and shout out to the LADZ and the LADZ Guild in LADZ City. I'm done, man. This was a great episode. I'm gonna let you guys take it away. You guys killed it on this episode. Thank you so much, everybody that was in the chat for this entire time. And again, thanks to Mike Shinoda. That was awesome. So take it away, Ronan. You got
absolutely. I just want to say shout out to Buffalo. That was an excellent episode, man. You did a good job. I know we hoped to get that Foursquare going and bring you in. So I don't know if you wanted to give a shout out before we said goodbye, but I wanted to give you a moment.
Oh man, I'm actually gonna let Mike end this episode if you guys are okay with that. What do you say?
Oh man, that sounds excellent, dude.
All right,
sounds good.
All right, guys, Mike, take it away.
Appreciate you guys, our vibe, our tribe.
I love it.
Our vibe, our trap.
Our vibe, our trap.